Hey guys, it's nice to see you. I know it's been a while and a lot's been happening, but I am back and today's subject is going to be about divination. So, what is divination? What can you do with it? What types of divination is there? And we're going to go through that today in this video, along with what happens, what could happen, so forth, so on. Sorry about that. My camera is glitchy. I don't know if my energy's up or if there's just something going on today. Either way, I apologize ahead of time. So, divination is the practice of using tools or a certain skill that you have to either see into the future, the present, the past, past lives. You can even go as far as answering questions, maybe a situation that you feel like you're not getting all the information that you need. Then divination would be a tool for you to use. Now, with that being said, when you're doing divination, no matter what type you're doing, you always first and foremost want to make sure that you're doing the precautions of protecting yourself, especially if you are doing it with another person. You don't know what's around them, you don't know their energy, you don't know what they've been up to, and now your energy is mixing with their energy, and voila. The reason that I chose this subject today is because I had someone come to me that they had used a certain divination tool, and now they're starting to see things in their house. So I kind of want to go into that before I start jumping into what types there is. When you're dealing with divination, it's like any other type of work. Your energy is out there, you're asking the universe for questions, and it goes to what I just said, protecting yourself. Making sure that you're getting the right people that you want so you can get answers and not have things going in your house. This should be common knowledge, but unfortunately a lot of people don't get that when they first start, or maybe they think, well, I don't have to worry about that because I'm this and that and I can do whatever. But it's just like having a house. You're not going to leave your door wide open when you're going to bed, especially if you have a bunch of shit in your house that's expensive. You're just not going to do it. That's just asking for someone to come by and be like, hey, rob me. Okay? The same principle is when you're doing divination, okay? You are opening a portal. You're opening a doorway for something to come in and tell you what you want to know. Now, you left that door open, but you didn't say who and what can come through. So now you got all these different things coming through, and you're like, well, I don't understand why. I don't know why this is happening. This doesn't make sense to me. Well, if you open up your door and you don't say, hey, this is who I want, and, protect us from any negative forces that might try to bring us harm. And so when you start to do this, then you get, well, something's going on in my house, I'm seeing figures, this and that. So always make sure that you are practicing safely, like anything else. Now there is different types, like I said. Some require different tools, some don't require no tools, some you can even do out in nature. For instance, for your own tools, there is palmistry, that is divination. There is also tarot cards, that's divination. Pendulums, those are divination. Clouds, those are divination. Certain numbers, that's divination. Tea leaves, divination. And I mean, even if you look at auras, some people can read somebody's aura and find out where they've been, what they did, who they did it with, and so forth and so on. And if you go look up the different types of divinations, there is so many. There's some that by the way the leaves look, or the sticks on the ground look, or the rocks look. It just depends on if you know. I mean, there's bone divination. Like, I can go on and on and on for hours, but I'm not going to. That's part of this interaction with this video. You want to know, you got to go look, okay? So, we have all these tools that we can use. And we get used to these tools. But then, as we're using our tools, we start to get to that point, and everybody does, where you forget that spot. Well, I need to protect myself. You're like, oh, nothing's ever happened. I'm good. My home's protected. Like, what can come in? You know what I mean? And when you're doing any type of magical work, and if you're working with more of a darker realm and darker forces, there's certain things that you have to do to protect yourself, because certain entities, certain deities, they expect a certain amount of trust. They expect you to do a certain thing a certain way, and then they expect offerings. You can't just ask somebody, come and do my will, I'm going to make you do what I say. No. It doesn't really work out that way. Now, you have some people who will argue the fact of, well, look at Solomon's Key. Solomon's Key, you can control demons and blah, 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 blah. But whenever it comes to that, there's always certain steps, certain precautions that you have to take. If you're not taking the precautions, then, and not following the exact route, you're just asking for trouble. You're asking, well, come on in. Do whatever you want. So, my advice for you guys is whenever you do any type of divination whatsoever, make sure to cleanse your area. Also, make sure to be like, my guides, help guide me as I'm doing this. Tell me what I need to know. So you're asking for your guides, not some spirit that just walked in because you opened a doorway. Or I'm channeling my angels. I'm channeling my deity, whoever that may be. So keep this in mind whenever you're doing divination. Now, if you're a person who doesn't care what comes in and out, and you want stuff lying in your house, or you're just like, whatever, I'm cool, then do you. Don't worry about it. But don't play with things that you don't know if you're that scared or you're that worried. Because just like anything else, if you think that you can do whatever you want and get away with it, and there's no repercussions, there's always repercussions to anything you do, no matter if it's light work or dark work. So keep that in mind. And this is the end of our video. If you want to know more about divination, go online, look up. There's so many different books, so many different videos. Hopefully this will help you guys out as well. And I will see you guys next time.